The great citizens of a country are not those who bend the knee before authority, but rather those who, against authority if need be, are adamant as to the honor and freedom of that country.
What is the Holocaust?
The what?
The Holocaust.
I don't know.
What is the Holocaust?
The who?
The Holocaust.
This some California stuff?
What group of people did the Nazis target?
Oh, why isn't it about Nazis? Kids.
What is Auschwitz?
Auschwitz, the country.
I don't know. Is it the little red mints in a in a container?
Something to do with the war. Back in the days, in the hologram thing.
What is Auschwitz?
Things in space.
Close. No. I'll tell you at the end. Do you know how many Jews were killed during the Holocaust?
8,000?
6 million.
Really? I did not know that. That's scary.
What is the Holocaust?
The Holocaust is the execution or the removal of all Jews from Germany.
In 1935, the rally became the site for the passing of Hitler's Nuremberg laws. Laws that severely limited civil rights of anyone the Nazis deemed undesirable, particularly for Jews in Germany.
This is not about freedom or personal choice. So tonight, I'm announcing that the Department of Labor is developing an emergency rule to require all employers with 100 or more employees that together employ over 80 million workers to ensure their workforces are fully vaccinated.
Not about your rights.
The Nuremberg laws paved the way for all subsequent laws and regulation, and there were more than 1,000 anti-Jewish laws. They all went back to the Nuremberg laws, and this legal process, more or less, also paved the way for the final aim of the Nazis to exterminate the Jews.
But when it comes to private entities, the law is increasingly coming down on the side of those who wish to impose mandates.
So if you've ever been to a restaurant down the shore and it says no shoes, no shirt, no service, vaccines can be thought of in the same way. No vaccination, no service.
Many of us are frustrated with the nearly 80 million Americans who are still not vaccinated.
Fear in the Nazi regime became one of their most potent persuaders.
Tonight, Omicron impacting millions of Americans and hospitals across the country in dire mode, bracing for the demand of more patients. Staffing shortages are a challenge as healthcare workers fight the virus themselves. In California, ambulances are facing long delays and some scheduled surgeries are being postponed. In Oregon, hundreds of procedures are on hold.
We've got patients being treated in hallways. We've got patients being treated in chairs in the waiting room. Last week, we had to shut down a part of our emergency department because we just didn't have the nursing staff to staff it.
Big booty, what you got a big booty. Big booty, what you got a big booty. Big booty, what you got a big booty. Big booty, what you got a big booty.
It was all a fantasy, but the fantasy was dressed up as science. Germans were being taught to think of other races as somehow less than perfect. And the German people bought the lie.
We follow the science. We have a pandemic among the non-vaccinated, those who are not vaccinated.
Artists and audiences will be required to show proof of full COVID vaccination or a negative COVID test before being admitted to its venues and festivals. And all Live Nation employees will have to be vaccinated to work in person at events.
What is in this vaccine that's so important that everybody has to take it? That is the question.
Goebbels was particularly aware of the power of mass media. He required all films produced in Germany to be reviewed and approved by the RKK.
Sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets
At the same time, there were huge incentives to go along and support this kind of propaganda.
A $100 savings bond in West Virginia, a $10,000 scholarship in Lancaster, California, free beer in New Jersey, donuts from Krispy Kreme, Shake Shack fries in New York City,
You just think of this when you think of vaccination.
and a drink in Connecticut. For Ohio residents who get their shots, the state is offering something in return, a shot at winning $1 million.
And the winner each Wednesday will receive $1 million.
Maryland Governor Larry Hogan also announcing a lottery with one grand winner to take home $40,000.
You guys weren't expecting that one, were you?
Come for the vaccine, stay for a little something extra. A Vienna brothel is providing COVID-19 vaccinations and giving those who take up the offer a 30-minute session with a, quote, lady of their choice if they get the vaccine at the on-site clinic.
If you get the vaccine, we're going to reward you. If you choose not to, that's your choice.
Jerry started the free pot 2 months ago and says that he gave out about 10,000 joints.
Get your shot today and you can get free dances from a local strip club.
Here in West Virginia, of course, hunting and fishing is big business. It's a big hobby here in the state. And so officials are taking advantage of that. They're giving away lifetime memberships, lifetime licenses to the fishing and hunting clubs. They're also doing things like giving away a Ford F-150 trucks. And they're also doing something that's a little more controversial. They're giving away 5 shotguns and 5 hunting rifles as well, just for the fully vaccinated or even partially vaccinated.
Propaganda turned inwards, aimed at the party itself, calling on all to come together.
And together, as one nation, look, we're the United States of America. There's nothing, not a single thing we're unable to do if we do it together. So let's stay together.
Even as the CDC continues to face backlash over shifting guidelines for all Americans.
But you've got to remember one very key thing. Asymptomatic transmission is a idea that came from computer model generation. It's not real world data. So if you're sick and you stay away from other people, you won't transmit it.
What is in this vaccine that's so important that everybody has to take it?